Okay. I'm streaming now.
Cool.
So let's talk about bees.
Oh, fuck.
Um, so here's yeah, we didn't at least I didn't participate in any bee planning because I was too busy trying to not fall behind on my schoolwork. Um,
I was trying to forget that event entirely. That's okay.
uh, so um I don't really have any area of effect spells available to me.
I
Um,
have.
okay. So do you think you can handle a swarm with prep time?
I have bombs. I'm making an alchemist.
Ah, that's very convenient then. That works.
So I have 5 bombs and bringing along some alchemical weapons.
Okay.
That's a really good plot hook then for him.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying we got killed by, well, not killed, but they're bees we could not do anything about, and then we're like,
Yeah.
so we ran away. Now, like, we needed someone who can do AoE stuff. We find you who can do AoE stuff.
Okay. Kevin,
Nice.
is there a reason why you sound like
I'm mildly convinced he's using a different input, but
yeah, are you using a mic from like 1992?
It's possible, but I don't think so.
did you
Why
recently
specifically from
unplug your
92?
input and plug it back in?
Just cuz
Okay.
it's like an early year when mics were probably bad.
And it's a long time ago.
I mean, it's before I was born, so yeah.
I mean, I love that
Yeah.
you said probably.
I mean, I don't know computer. For all I know, mics were great in 1992. I mean, certainly there were movies from 1992 where the audio is fine.
Any better?
No, slightly worse.
You're it sounds as though you're in a box, or the microphone is covered with cardboard.
Okay, give me a second.
I do think I was worried for a little bit that I might have to cancel Wednesday. I am no longer worried about that. I think I'm going to be able to get the thing.
Okay.
Because I've designed the encounters. Now I just have to find maps and make them.
Cool.
Right.
It's gonna be yeah, and also I want to do at least enough text RP to get to the city where you'll be, where you're meant to be for the next set of encounters that we're gonna play out on the table. So that basically it's Darby. I've done some private text RP with you. We just sort of, once we've brought that to fruition, that'll strictly speaking be enough. And then the next session will take place on your way to Vigil, so you won't have cured the boy yet.
Okay.
Because I have you trapped in a really great setup for moral dilemmas and stuff, and I want to milk that for as long as I can.
Yeah.
Evil man.
I'm not gonna derail that. My initial reaction is would stay with the vampire on watch. So
one thing that I actually forgot about that most of you should know is that you can paralyze a vampire really easily by just staking them and leaving them in their coffin for 2 weeks.
yeah.
There's kind of no reason for you not to do that, other than that the boy and the sister... The reason not to do that is if you have fear that the boy will run away, will gaseous form and fuck off if you do.
Yeah, I assume that he'll learn to use his abilities somehow and smoke out.
No. I mean, he can... They don't need to learn, he just can.
Right, but does he know he can do it, basically?
Yes, he knows he can use gaseous form.
Also, does he have a coffin?
Yes,
did you guys grab it?
I forgot to mention it, but you would have had there was in the vault, there was a little kitty-sized coffin straight out of Interview with a Vampire.
Okay.
In there that was his. Because they do need one of those, and it's not as though coffins are hard to build, it's just a box.
All right.
Any better?
Yeah. I'm also
significantly.
One other
you sound normal.
Yeah, you sound completely normal. I forgot.
Go ahead.
So up until now, I had been basing your levelings on the fast advancement track. And you guys are way farther into leveling than you are into the plot. And you're out of the annoying early levels now. So I'm going to start slowing it down by a significant amount. Like, it's going to start taking you about half again as long to level up. I'm moving from the fast to the medium track.
That makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
We're at that point. I mean, first 3 or 4 are the ones that are just like, I can't do the main shit I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. So now that you're past that, I mean, I think Humam will complain, but
don't tell him.
I mean,
don't tell him that the intervals between levels will be longer.
I think he'll notice, though.
Yeah, he's the new me, where I used to be the one asking like every session, like, "What's our XP? Are we leveling? Can we level, please?" Yeah. Like, I've evolved past that point now and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, something of note. I have feats to get a familiar currently.
What? You cut out in the middle.
I have the feats to get a familiar currently, but I don't need one. Just now. Unless you want me to stat and create one.
I mean, if you have the feats for one, I don't see why you wouldn't want one.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to fit, like, setting a wolf dog or something the plot somehow.
By familiar, do you mean animal companion?
Yes.
Okay. That's entirely different. I mean, it's whatever.
Okay.
It's whatever, I mean, do it, it would be an asset to us.
Mm-hmm. Not this game, your game.
Oh! The one with the,
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and grab if you have feats such that you're entitled to an animal companion, you should have an animal companion.
Okay.
If you want me to do something in the story to introduce one, I'd be very happy to work with you on that.
That's entirely your call. I can just pull one out of my ass. But we're doing plot-related shit, so you may want to.
Yeah, I find that kind of thing more fun. Just tell me what animal you want it to be.
It has to be... There's a small list, so let me pull it up here.
And of course, I want you to make the choice based on what you want, not based on what I could work in.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, don't show me this again. Badger, bird, camel, cat, ranger shit. There's a significant amount. Dog, horse, wolf, and a few others. I am not on that list. is something called a wolf dog.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I would say yes.
Okay. It seems appropriate to me. The only major difference, and not particularly why I want it, but that a wolf dog is interesting and fits the character, is that it gets... Yeah. For Sundad, I don't think that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's a, I remember reading it, because I remember being confused as to why. But yeah, I can, work that into one of the, yeah, I could work that into one of the, encounters here, to where it would make sense. And then there's a bunch of, and then, yeah, so I could work it into one of the set encounters on the map you'll be exploring, or I could work it into one of the random encounters I've built.
Let me check something real quick.
I should probably do it as a set encounter, just so to make sure it's guaranteed to happen. Because even though I'm gonna try to pace things out to where hopefully most of the random encounters will happen, because I like several of them quite a bit. Like, particularly number 3, I really hope happens. I'm gonna artificially stop you from ever getting the same one twice. So I have 10 here, and I'm gonna take them off the list as they happen. At least some of them I should do. At least some of them I'm gonna have to do that with. Some of them it would make sense for you to encounter more than once. So like the one that is 2d4 generic orc barbarians, it makes sense to encounter that more than once. But the one that is a really specific and probably one-of-a-kind monster, or the one that is us. There are 2 that aren't monsters at all. There's one that's a resource drop, and one that is a resource draining event. And hopefully my artistry is such that they'll perfectly cancel out as though nothing had happened at all.
Something of note related to the acquisition of an animal companion. I have speak with animals for bats, rats, and wolves. So,
I would say the wolf dog counts as a wolf.
I expected as much. I'm just suggesting take that into your calculations for whatever thing you have planned.
Yeah, so so basically it literally can just talk to you. I know that rocks automatically know whether or not they can talk to someone. I don't know if the animal would. I assume not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think the animal would... Well, I mean, your speak with plant lets plants give it try to talk to you, right?
So it doesn't explicitly say. I assume... So there is an ability, a kineticist power that gives a geokineticist power that gives stone tell at will. And it explicitly says that a stone can pipe up of its own accord if it has something to say. That makes me assume that other ambient objects are the same way. Like, it might be... Here's what I expect is the case, that if you have speak with animals on 24/7 with this kind of animal, they don't know that you can understand them, but anything they happen to try to communicate, you understand, and if you speak back to them in a way that they can understand better than they're used to understanding a humanoid, they'll realize that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Someday, Singing Flock will have perfect speak with animals with his companion, but not this day. He's not there yet. I discussed with Darby a magic item that would give constant speak with animals. Because that's something I want.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too hard. It's level 1 for you, so that's a stupidly low level thing.
So it would be about 2,000 gold, 1,000 to craft. I don't know if I might end up taking some crafting feats. I don't know. The thing about that is that I don't have a million skill ranks to spare. I have 4 per level, which is not none, but is also not a million.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can spellcraft it, so it's only 1 rank, and well, per level, and so it shouldn't be a big deal. But I need to keep myself up to date on Handle Animal, to be what I am, and Survival and Knowledge Nature are both fun in this campaign. So
Kevin found a thing.
I mean, it's a little more expensive, but it does a lot more than what you're doing it as well. But they're not mutually exclusive in the same point. So they both would be useful.
Circlet of Speaking, and that should be okay. Don't show me the ad again, you fuck stick. Allows an animal wearing it to speak, even if it is not normally capable of doing so because of low intelligence or lack of known languages. Creator of the item picks languages. Does not grant bonus intelligence. General behavior is the same. Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of in a way, it's sort of the inverse. It makes it so that, then of course it would be Marshmallow who wore this.
Yeah.
I don't know if Marshmallow intrinsically has a headband slot, but I think given that this is clearly an item intended for animals to wear, a reasonable GM would say that an animal can wear it.
I would expect all of them to have a headband slot, but not all of them to have a hat slot.
Yeah, headband slot is pretty common. What's the? Is it a cat? You said?
Yes.
Biped, claws, paws. Yeah, the armor belt. Quadruped, claws, paws.
Yeah.
Armor belt / saddle, chest, eyes, head, headband, neck, shoulders, wrist.
Okay, that's most of them.
Yeah. They're pretty not ring though. That's a notable exclusion. So you can't have a ring of protection. That would be the
amulet.
Biggest, neck has a neck slot. So yeah, I mean they usually are pretty good, but yeah, there will be notable exceptions with several.
Yeah, each one. So Forge Ring is probably not something I'd grab then.
Right. But I mean, not too many of our groups have that. So.
Yeah. I think I might grab Craft Wondrous item here soonish.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the note, while we're discussing things, I don't want to know for plot reasons, but just in general, are we going to be able to sell items in the next level or two, or is it far in the future?
Oh no, it's going to be very far into the future.
Okay. So that's another thing to consider. We might not even be able to buy magic supplies.
You won't even possibly be able to go to another city until the next book.
Oh God! Wow.
Yeah.
Are we talking about this story now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I bought my portable alchemist kit, that was a good buy.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we have to use what we find.
I'll be ready. Yep, you gotta use what you can find up until the next book.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna delete anything. I'll just hide it probably, and then we can unhide it as needed, just to keep the sheet sane. For things that are marked as sell, basically, once everyone votes. On that note, I gotta add another person to the sheet. All right. Person.
I don't know about you guys, but I really don't want the how do I phrase this? I don't want our group to deal with another Hell's Rebels character management table thing, even though we're kind of going to have to.
Yeah.
But
okay, so Torst, if you're on the sheet for this game, it should be linked. Is it? Yeah, it's linked if you want to go to the loot sheet. So we're playing on the 17th for your game, Leon?
Yeah.
Okay. I changed the game tracker sheet for that. Iron Fang Invasion. Yeah. Quite a lot of stuff in there. Some of it's not likely to be even situationally useful, but
yeah,
if we're not going to sell it, we might as well keep you aware of it in some way.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's always that odd situation come up.
Yeah, like the crowbar. I mean, like, you could run whole campaigns where that's not useful, and then you could have several situations where you can find a purpose for it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be rough for a martial character being in a low magic item game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it should clear up on its own thing.
So here's a question, Darby. I mean, would you say on a scale of no
I don't
to...
think
Is he gone? His thing
I
is
believe so.
His thing is blinking, but we don't hear anything
Here.
from you.
Oh, there he is.
I am here.
Okay. So on a scale of yes to no, like, can we find things that you craft magic items with?
I'm gonna need to okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say that that due to everything I've read so far, I'm gonna have to say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a water and then I'll be all set. Get started shortly.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be off for just a second too then.
I need to get more coffee.
And I need to get my sheet ready, so.
Who, Mom? Is that you? Or I need to get my coffee.
I'm back.
I posted something funny, amusing, disturbing on No Context, and not safe for work.
Fun.
No, we cannot hear you. Come on.
I just noticed what this is.
Down here. I've returned.
Danny DeVito's played so many fucking crazy ass roles.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Complete silence always scares me. That's
Okay.
and from a standpoint of is it working or like, you know.
Yeah.
That's why in movies you are never supposed to have complete silence, because viewers don't interpret that as, oh, there's no sound. They interpret that as, oh, my audio isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's the like they mentioned the tumbleweed effect, where it's like there's a breeze and there's a tumbleweed and you're just a faint little
yeah, because otherwise they would think they blame it on an equipment malfunction otherwise.
Right.
I think I've only had silence in a few videos that I've ever seen, and it was done for specific reasons, but it still had that effect.
Like Breaking Bad in general used silence to great effect.
Yeah.
Even then, though, how often did they actually have complete silence?
Right, I agree. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, like they'll have like very faint background, but like occasionally even they'll have nothing, but for like 5-10 seconds. But usually there's some background noise to kind of indicate like there's so little noise you hear this tiny little noise. Basically, is the idea. Like you can pay attention to even the tiniest little clicking of the fan or whatever. All right. So starting off this whole thing, you've got a fresh. Well, actually, unless you want to keep planning or doing stuff about. Actually, yeah, we gotta get fucking Torsiv's character in here.
I haven't got a token yet, but I need to find a picture.
Find a picture.
Okay, so as we last did things, we got fucked by a wasp hive, and we were on our way back to people to regroup. So you can throw him in then, or you can throw him in at the orchard when we deal with whatever happens to be there.
1 second. I have an idea. Torsiv, would your character have glasses?
If I have glasses?
Have glasses?
I haven't particularly given that any thought.
I'll do that super quick, because I got an image that might work.
Yes, sure.
I feel like rat folk have vision issues and would wear goggles. But
that looked cute.
Okay, that's very Harry Potterish in my mind.
Sort. Just gotta take the image, knock it down to a face, blow it up in waifu.2x, and it'll be ready.
I didn't understand anything of that.
Basically, I gotta take the image, crop it down to just the face so it can work as a character icon. Then I put it in a very specialized image upsizing program that will make it so that way it's upsized, but it's not pixelated.
I question how it does that, but okay.
I have no idea what you just said, but if you can...
I'm gonna make the picture pretty.
Yeah, cool. Can you just put it into my... character sheet as well?
Just give me a second here.
Yeah, cool. I'm working on the spells right now.
Do it here. This is deep convolutional neural networks.
Yeah.
It's the program I use to upsize the face images on any pictures that are somewhat tiny. Really good job. And you can upsize it multiple times, and except in some instances, it doesn't get fucked up.
Yeah, it looks like it cleans up the pixelation when it upscales.
Save that. Kill artwork. Robot. We go. Then and then it's gonna be awesome.
It'll be gonna awesome.
All right. I'll square it away here. Be able to edit the token. Air party of smalls.
Okay, it was large, but that's okay. Okay, Aegis is on the battle map.
Yep. Oh, twice.
Twice?
Oh, there we
I put
go.
one next to the party, but it's all good.
Okay.
So, your character would come across the party in the stages of planning, then.
I would come across the party where?
During the stages of planning, to deal with the bees down here.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess we have to use Alchemist Fire to kill the wasps.
So how do we come across this guy?
I assume we go back to the people we rescued and say, does anyone here know any way to deal with bees and wasps?
Yeah, we it turns out yeah, I couldn't calm them down. They were very agitated.
So are you gonna move them or are you gonna kill them?
I vote to kill them.
I don't know that there's a way to move them.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of true.
They're taking up residence in a tree of a nice-sized orchard.
Okay, are there really many of them, or?
It seems like one big hive.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like a hive. Yeah.
So yeah, I might be able to help you.
Oh, splendid. Do you have a way of doing it without harming the tree?
That depends on where everyone is, because when I throw something, the area around usually takes some damage.
Okay.
I mean, the trees can heal, and it's so long as it doesn't, die or become helpless.
Okay, I will aggro. I will get the bees out of the tree, run away, and then you bomb. Hopefully, trying to miss me and kill the bees. That'll be the plan. So save the tree.
Yep.
Okay.
I have the I might be the only one with a 30-foot movement speed. So that would be the person. I'd be the person to go to for that problem.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good.
I have no idea what the speed of the swarm is, but my character is at least confident that he can outrun the swarm, even if that's not the case. So Humam said to start without him, so I think we're gonna at least get this combat out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull everyone back over to and let's see here. I'm just gonna be funny because I didn't get to use use this noise beforehand. So as you're approaching it, you hear someone screaming.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees!
Well, I look around to see if someone need my help.
There's someone getting attacked. There's someone running away from the swarm of bees off into this direction, giving you a chance to get a surprise round on them.
Splendid.
Okay.
Let me get initiative set up here. Roll that shit.
I think it's just the swarm and our new alchemist friend. Everyone else is going to sit around.
Yeah, I'm missing my character.
Get that on here. No, I didn't mean to click Jet because we don't need to get scared by her face anymore. All right. So everyone's on there. Let me get everyone set up. Some Babel music going. The dreaded bee menace there, hounding its great and powerful tree.
Bees, my god.
Right, so
go ahead.
First.
Okay. I'm gonna
surprise round.
Shout to the guy to come this way, I guess.
So, all right, so random member of NPC of your group kind of runs towards you.
Is he one of so he's one of ours? Do we recognize him?
He's one of the random unnamed NPCs.
Okay.
Random dude 1.
Okay. We need to have a talk. Get back with everybody to not go randomly walking around.
Yeah, that's gonna be a talk we have.
Yeah. Your action for the surprise round?
Was calling the guy over to us.
Locke, what is your action for the surprise round?
Ready in action to move away if the storm gets too close. Since I have no...
Druid. What is your action for the surprise round?
Basically that. And to shout out that I can heal someone if need be. Because I did prepare that.
Agiz, what is your action for the surprise round?
Do we see the beast?
Yes, you see the bees. You see them in all their terrifying, bullshitty swarm glory.
Okay. But they are in the trees that I was not supposed to burn.
Yes.
More like right here. Just, you know, they're around the tree. Or around the hive in the tree. I mean, the tree is big enough if you want to. You could just specifically try to toss it at the hive.
Yeah, but I will do splash damage around the tree, so...
The tree has a good amount of HP. The hive wouldn't.
Okay. And is that something the party would be okay with? Because I understand the druid was afraid the tree would die if I did too much damage.
Well, so this is an orchard, and we want the fruit off of all the trees so that we people. That's what we care about.
Well, I mean, the trees are also pretty.
We're concerned about the fruit on the trees, not so much the trees themselves.
Okay, so if I threw a bomb at the hive, I wouldn't damage the fruit?
I would imagine as much.
Do that then. So I throw a bomb at the hive. How many feet are I from the hive?
Somewhere over here.
45 feet.
45 feet. That's 2 increments, so that's -4 to hit. But do I need to do a direct hit on the hive, or can I just lob it in a square and do splash damage on the hive?
Well, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. So here's the throw.
Perfect. So I'm going to say that due to this, you deal full damage to both the hive and the bees. Swarm is occupying a portion of it is occupying the same space as the hive.
Yeah, cool.
That's 8 damage base, and then that's a splash of 5 damage. Okay.
Don't forget to multiply it.
1.5 times. Do they have to make a save versus the splash?
Yeah, the splash damage is save for half.
I'm assuming 15 wouldn't make it.
It's I think that just makes it.
Takes half of that, which that's still a good amount of fire damage. And the primary damage gets multiplied too. So that is, yeah. You've literally taken out half of its HP.
I'm glad to hear.
So
awesome.
Yeah. Now we are out of surprise round and we are into standard initiative. Fuck.
Create water on the dude to get all the bees off.
Okay, so the bees get drowned. His skin is soothed. He coughs out a few bees. No reaction to this guy having coughed out bees that he accidentally swallowed.
I mean, that's
I've done that before.
I mean, that's kind of what's expected in this context.
Yeah.
Okay. Mylock.
By the way, bees taste like rubber.
Huh.
Yeah.
They don't taste like bugs?
I didn't chew on it. So all I got was the outer coating. It was very rubbery.
Bugs have a very distinct smell and I assume taste.
Couldn't tell you. All I know is that, like, the instant I had the taste, it was very rubber tasting.
Usually they taste bitter. So move there, ready in action to attack anything that I can attack if such a thing were to approach me. Which I don't think it will.
Okay.
So, where is the guy? Could you ping his square for me?
He's in the middle of you all right here.
Okay. So you know what? Fire spreads and his damage will be there later. So I'm going to I think I could check the range, if not I'd move, but I'll create water over the tree to put out the fire. If did the bomb start the tree on fire is the first question. I imagine so.
I'm going to roll a percentile for that because it's a healthy tree. It's you know, it's not dry.
So it should be okay then.
Fine.
All right. Then instead I will cast Cure Light Wounds on the guy.
You see several of most of the welts from the bees stinging and stuff. Those kind of shrink down. You see traces of the venom kind of drip out of his skin like sweat, and he's fine.
Yeah. If he took ability damage from the poison, I can't help with that, but hit point damage I can get rid of.
He's a little shaky, but he stands and he's just like, my body is numb, guys. My body is really numb, but you guys kicking a lot of ass. You kick those bees' ass.
Mm-hmm.
And Marshmallow is Marshmallow doesn't have anything to do. He's just gonna be a kitty, and ready in action to attack
Marshmallow is
applicable objects.
I was gonna joke because my cat just decided to jump on my lap. I was gonna say your cat prepares to ascend into a catfolk.
No.
Does look at the rat folk like he's a steak. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, Agiz.
Yeah, I move 5 feet forward to just get one increment and throw another bomb at the tree. Same plan as last round.
Touch.
Yeah.
Damage 1.5, so that is 15, and the splash, let me see if it makes the save. If not, it's totally fucked. So, congratulations. You literally just carried this fucking encounter.
Yay.
This was expected.
Yay!
Yeah. You did make a good point a second ago, Darby, that when when you first met your character, Tor, Marshmallow would kind of be all over you. He'd be
in what way?
Well, I picked the thing so that I can call him off someone. That's one of the 8 or so tricks I picked. But he'd be like, he wants to devour you, but I wouldn't let him. So he'd just be like, he'd sort of do like some bigger, really affectionate dogs will do, where they'll like tackle you and start licking you.
Okay.
And he'd basically do that whenever I didn't call him off. Which I would. I'd call him over and I'd be like, now, be a polite kitty. And I scratch his head and he nuzzles me.
So he wants to tussle.
He's a polite kitty. He just thinks you smell nice.
I probably do.
Yeah. Don't worry, I keep him very well fed. He has one of my very own berries every day.
I think I smell of sewer and brimstone.
Jesus.
I question where the sewer came from.
I'm Ratman.
Yes.
Yes, but you're in fucking wilderness. There's not sewers.
Yeah, I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a Skaven.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, ratfolk do sometimes live in sewers.
He's especially not a Skaven because he's not doubling up on certain nouns and stuff. Like he's not he's not going up to you and going hello there, Clint. Are we going to fuck things today?
Yeah.
So that was a reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't know it, but yeah, let's just say that I've dealt with a lot of rat folk and other properties, and it's some wild shit. Anyway, let's continue here.
They're a core race in Starfinder.
Okay. So, yeah. Now, when I said that fucking the rewards were proportionate enough to make dealing with a swarm, which I've asked on Facebook, and everyone and their mother detests swarm mechanics in this game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, of course, there's no human being who doesn't.
So I'm gonna need a perception check, since there's a number of you close to the remnants of the chimney.
First off, I would say thank you so much, dear boy. We had way too much trouble than we care to admit for that encounter, and you handled it with great aplomb.
Yeah, this was an encounter right up my alley. So next time, maybe one of you guys will save my hide. So that goes both ways.
If it's within my capabilities to do so, I shall certainly repay the favor.
Awesome.
19 perception.
Tied.
Perceptioning, right.
All right, so let's see here. Let's see if everyone blows it out of the fucking water.
Okay.
24 that's by far the highest.
I was lucky.
Oh, all right, you're the singing flock. You are the only one who does not get it. So, Mylock, Leon, Tor, you beat the check by such a degree. You see through parts of the stones, the cracks in the foundation. There's something glinting a little bit as the light through the trees kind of hits some of the stonework correctly. And I'm gonna just see if fate is extra kind here. You see that there's glinting in the fireplace, basically.
Is it shiny good? Which means gold?
Oh, freaking Mylock is over there to take a look immediately. So you see what looks like a broken piece of stone that is a hidden cache of wealth to a long dead settler, whoever settled this orchard to begin with.
Interesting. Double perception for traps of some kind.
There's no traps.
Okay,
like, if you're really worried, you could just kind of knock down the rest of the chimney in case you think it's gonna fall on you, like some Looney Tunes cartoon.
I was just a little extra caution, and then I'll reach in and grab the stone and pull it out and see what's inside.
So you find 210 silver pieces.
210. Got it.
75 gold.
75 gold. Got it.
A set of masterwork bolas. A masterwork javelin. You know the rope things that you throw and catch people's feet with?
Ah, right. Masterwork javelin.
And a large citrine gem.
Cool.
Does it have a cost?
Yes, I don't know if you'd have to like skill check it or not, but it's worth 50 gold.
50 gold. Okay. Usually trade goods are pretty just set. It's not really. I don't know if there's really much of a knowledge check for those.
Yeah, gems and shit might fall under appraise, but generally it doesn't matter.
Usually that's for jewelry, though, something that has something like value added to it.
Well, cut or uncut, and
I see
all the differences in between.
That's a good. I in general I haven't seen much mechanics for that, but I'm sure you could play that out if you wanted to.
Okay, so where is it? So cleared the wasps out. So I'm not kidding when I said that the amount of provision points actually made this challenge worth it. You get fucking 5 just from this area. So on top of any scavenging you could have done, that's also a fucking 5 bonus.
Nice.
So are you guys gathering resources for something?
Yeah.
Well, for living is.
Just for you or for a community?
There was a town that was raided.
Let's see. Torsiv, would your character have been like effectively part of the town in the beginning of the campaign?
I don't know so much about this side of the campaign, so I guess.
All right. So basically, what happened was during a festival of sorts in the Nermothan town of Feindar, order of Nermothus and Molthun. I'd have to explain lore shit as to why these locations are important, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so the town of Feindar basically got raided really, really bad in an almost impossibly short time. Literally, the town was fine, and then suddenly an army literally got dropped on its fucking ass, and the entire town was getting slaughtered wholesale, really brutally. The characters and several NPCs that they were able to find had no choice but to flee into the forest. Like, literally no choice. Like, if you guys looked at it close enough, you'd notice that big black tower that literally exploded out of the ground in the middle of the city. Yeah, just troops are just constantly pouring out of it.
Okay.
Just imagine ants swarming out of an anthill, but all those ants are hobgoblins.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And where is this army now?
We've left them
still
behind.
Feindar.
Okay.
Blew up the bridge, which is the only safe crossing between Feindar and the forest, in order to stymie the hobgoblins' advance and to make sure they don't get followed.
Okay.
the only plan is to survive until things change, or until things change those plans. That's what what's her name? Albrin the Green, an important NPC, basically told everyone. And she kind of explains that in the history of Dermothus, that's just kind of been what they've done whenever a major force has invaded. They hide in the forest, pick off people slowly, and then hopefully everyone will leave.
Okay. So for now, it's just to stay afloat, more or less. Okay, so what's the next agenda?
We're exploring the forest currently, trying to find a place to shelter.
Okay. So would you guys like me to join, or shall I go back to the village? The villagers.
Yeah, you should totally. Of course you should join. You've been a huge help.
Yeah, I'm be glad to help further, so I'll tag along.
Good.
All right. The orchard is taken care of. You bring the other villagers in, and they start gathering stuff up. Apples. Let me describe here. There's a lot of the apples, but the apples are where is it? They're small and tart. A shit ton of them. So you could do some good things with them.
So, like, gather them, or?
Yeah. That's not the hard part, I suppose.
It's not the hard part. It's not.
It's getting them the apples to where they can do some good.
Yeah. Looks to the Leshy. Is there any way we can enhance the apples?
I mean, so is the problem carrying them, or?
No,
there's no problems. It's just ignore the context of the apples. It's 5 provision points. Yeah, that's it. Okay. That's what you get from here. A lot of supplies. So back to here. You can get rid of that. Finally. So, okay, so you're with all the villagers and stuff, and I'm assuming you settle down to the night in your little makeshift camp and stuff. Yeah. So, are you going to plan what you're going to do for tomorrow?
So,
Sure.
So Torsiv, you haven't seen it yet, but there's a list of things that you can task the NPCs, or you yourself can do.
Like a settler's job?
Yeah.
Okay, and what kind of missions are there, or tasks?
Okay.
Like guard work and just taking care of animals and shit like that.
And what do you do? Do you guys do chores, or are you just standing guard?
We act as scouts and explore ahead of the party.
Yeah, sounds good.
For security purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I provide some of the food.
Okay, so you do scavenging in the wild.
Yeah, and also I grow food myself.
Oh, awesome. How?
The next morning I would show you, like, here, and so you see that I'm like this. I'm a plant creature. You've seen the image of me there. So I I sort of close my eyes and meditate a little bit, and out of my neck a vine springs, and it has several berries on it. It has 7 berries on it.
Oh, good rolls.
And what are those berries good for?
They're very good. They can feed you for an entire day, just one of them.
Ooh, so this is food for 7 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a nice ability.
Mm-hmm. I give one to Marshmallow, and I have one myself.
All right. So I'll have to find the list because I know I pinned it somewhere. Basically, the tasks that you can assign NPCs are as follows. If NPCs assist with any skill they're trained in, automatically granting a +2 aid and other bonus. Shelters, which requires a DC 12 crafter survival check. And the bigger you succeed, the more the shelter can accommodate. You can, with access to the necessary tools, NPCs can craft finished goods for the PCs upon request using normal crafting rules. Forage or hunt, which requires survival. Provision points. Now, what provision points are just basically, it's a general catch-all for the food and water that this group will need, and each person in this group of refugees each takes 1 provision point a day.
Do we know how many people we have?
There's a tracking sheet for that, I remember.
Allies, there it is. I've yet to move things over to the actual sheet, but we have us plus 5 named NPCs and another 16 people on top of that.
So mid-20s.
So I should mark off how much off the sheet?
There's 5 of us. 26.
Okay.
People can go herding to try and find some of the sheep and goats that were scattered lost in the Fangwood. That takes a handle animal check. Captive animals can be maintained with single checks per day. Neglecting to maintain the herd or failing the check indicates 1 or more animals have wandered off. Will generate 1 provision point every 3 days in the form of milk, or can be butchered immediately for 2 points. Standing watch. Some of the NPCs can follow the player characters to assist them, carrying equipment, standing watch at temporary camps, and providing skills the PCs may lack. They don't fight, but if the PCs lose a fight, the NPCs can attempt to drag their unconscious leaders to safety.
I need need 2 minutes, guys. I need to relocate.
Okay. Saturday. I know we're not doing anything, but is anybody else willing to put in some time to get the actual sheets up and working?
I might be able to help with that.
Okay. Because if I'm the only one looking at it, I think it'll end up getting fucked up. Uh, 93 provision points, which goes over here somewhere. There it is. Let's see here. There's not training events or anything else. You haven't established balance or anything. So that doesn't matter. Darbo, is there a section in the book when we actually need to start caring about who plays what roles in militia?
In this book, no.
Okay, so the militia section is after it gets formed and everything.
Yeah, after it gets formed.
Okay. So then we don't need to worry about that at all. Then don't worry about Saturday.
Okay, that's convenient for me, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm not even going to look at those sheets until it matters then. What's next on the to-do list?
All right, so assign NPCs to do things. And then once they do that, you can explore around some of the other locations on the map.
Well, there isn't so much a sheet for that. Until I find one. And if we actually care about doing, I assume they'll have their own jobs unless we tell them otherwise.
For the most part, yeah.
So, the one that we did was, which one?
H2 was the orchard, as I recall.
Okay.
H2.
So, did we learn what F1 was? Because it's nearly on the way.
1 second.
Do you know, let me. Idea. You need to like mark this up, like.
Oh yeah, give it its own page.
Yeah, make it a map, and so we can mark it up.
All right, I'll do that.
And keep track of where we are between weeks.
Get to it here.
I've got to be responsible. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, so let me get this squared away here.
So.
Yeah, you can color in things.
So we've been to H1. Remind me what H1 was.
Was just kind of starting to get things and such, starting to get your bearings and such together on the situation.
So
okay, I'm back.
Yeah, F1 was the orchard.
Okay, that's not gonna work. I'm trying to find like the perfect. Ooh, let's try bright ass red.
Really good.
Makes my eyes bleed. Pink. Makes my eyes bleed. White. That'll work. So F1 was the orchard.
Around H2, or actually no, yeah, F1 was the orchard, and between H1 and F1, you defeated the boar Gashmaw.
Okay. Just to indicate we've been there. Okay. So, or was H2 the orchard?
No, F1 was the orchard.
Okay. Have we learned what H2 is?
H2. Well, you could tell if H2. You could send someone to scout it out.
Okay, that's something we could consider as a group. So the nearest areas of interest are H2, F3, H5.
And H5.
Yeah.
So where are we now?
Close to F1. That's another thing is I'll put.
We need a token to represent a party position, right?
Yeah.
Get that here. Do you mind being a yellow orb?
It's whatever.
Just gotta hit Alt and put it on spots. There we go. All right. So yeah, you have H2, F3, and H5 to explore. As far as like sending scouting parties to see what those are.
So that might be worth actions for one or more of those things. If insofar as we need to be careful about provisions and stuff, it might be a good idea to be careful to gather stuff and do stuff. It might be a good idea to send like one scouting party per day.
I recall we sent scouts to H5.
I think.
So, all right. In that case, by the way, I believe it's been 4 or 5 days since you've been Dar. So when they check H5, come back to tell you that they found a murdered trapper lying in a creek bed.
probably best to see if he has anything valuable on him.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if there's...
So you find the body. And I'll have to read this because this is important. The body has been both brutalized before and after death. Its face is almost unrecognizable beneath the bruises and crushed-in skull.
Okay.
Let's need perception checks.
All right.
Right, 2 people get high enough. Let me see here. So you find that the wounds on the body came from the same sort of weapons the hobgoblins use, and you find a broken black fingernail embedded in one of the wounds, much like a hobgoblin's.
So they're on this side of the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them, at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Have heal?
I believe I do have it at least a little.
The skill or healing in general?
The skill.
No.
Yeah, I do.
It's a class skill, but no points in it yet.
Heal checks can be made untrained.
Yeah, but no wisdom either, so I can certainly roll.
Hey, Agiz, you can tell that these wounds are not necessarily like ones that would directly inflict a lethal blow. All of them were placed to cause pain and a slow death. So whoever is so the hobgoblins that are going around here are incredibly cruel. This treasure, the NPCs that came with you, they immediately, at least somewhat, can tell from the equipment that this is the trapper Gililda Dravenich, a part-time resident of Feindar. She still carries her handy haversack, which contains a bear trap, a climber's kit, 4 days worth of rations, 2 water skins, and a few animal skins.
Damn.
That was 800, 1200 divided by 5. 1 second, I gotta grab a calculator. Okay. What is your current XP level?
Oh.
Level 2?
Yeah, I've not got it written here.
Never mind, then I'll just figure out stuff as we go. Okay, so yeah, that's that whole situation taken care of. So yeah, you know that the scouts are now in the general area.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Can you repeat or post the loot, the water skins and hides and whatnot?
I'll post it.
Yeah, I was not ready.
Okay, posting it. Paste.
Very nice, thank you. Handy haversack is very useful. Given we're carrying around mountains of stuff.
Yeah, there's like 100 pounds of shit between all carrying.
Obviously, some of it we just leave back at whatever we call base, but you know, good portion we should probably take with us.
Well, I mean, the villagers are all carrying it.
Mm.
Still.
Yeah, adds up.
Mm.
All right. All right, so that spot's taken care of. Do you have any NPCs go out and scavenge?
That would probably be wise, yes.
Yeah, as long as they don't go too far. So,
didn't work out well last time. But we can always hope for better results.
I think that's whom I'm trying to connect.
Yeah, he has been for some time now.
The line's not good from there?
If I had to guess, it's probably a case of ping it so high that it's just not working.
Ping measured in minutes.
So do all you guys have handy haversacks to carry your stuff in?
We have one currently. We just got it.
Okay.
We can't hear you at all, except for like ancient sounds of what could be a printer.
Wow, I can hear tiny little.
It's like.
Okay,
it's like hearing a printer far off.
That's sound warning.
Okay.
So, all right.
So lots of good stuff.
Switch back to the page on how much stuff you get as you do this. I will say one thing. I'm gonna need everyone who has survival to roll it real quick.
I don't think it's a trained skill.
Sure.
So.
17 again. But
all right, let me check stuff here.
I got a lofty 2.
See here. One second. Hey, I'll type it here too. But Leon and Humam, you both smell it. It smells like a storm is starting to brew.
shit. Well, we can't really do much about that.
Can I parry and repulse the storm?
Do we need to seek shelter?
You're gonna want to find something that's a bit more permanent. Yeah.
Well, we need to keep moving.
Is there any prospect of that at all?
To go looking for it.
All right. I guess we.
So we're looking for pre-existing, like a cave or.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, the time to build shelter is too late.
Can we ask our NPCs if they know which area we are most likely to find something in?
If you have them scout out in a few different areas, they could come back to you with news within a few hours before the storm gets too bad.
That's. I guess we'll need to do that then.
Yeah. And we need to take care of the livestock so they don't scatter during the storm.
Hold on. You're a druid.
Yes.
Do you have... Fuck it, I've got this. Empty spell slot. Give me a moment here.
Yeah.
Commune with birds.
I don't have that, though I do have speak with animals, so I could.
So you do that, and I'll do this, and we'll figure it out.
So I'll go off. So I'll go off a short way, and I'll try to find some piece of local wildlife that's like sort of friendly-ish and harmless, so like a squirrel or something.
So up to a mile away, birds will hear me ask a question, and over the next 10 minutes, the birds will drop by and reply as if I use Speak with Animals.
Yeah, that's probably better than me doing it. So,
from what you hear of locations, I can actually start to labeling a few places. Sure, I've got to everything here. So, let me find a shape, or not shape, but yeah, I'll just put that on F3. 1 second.
So while these guys do the wild animal thing, does Aziz notice them doing this?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm curious to you guys, because animals don't really like me all that much. So how do you do this?
Just have to not fuck with them in the right ways.
Okay. Because they tend to run when I get close to them. Then they either attack me or run away.
Yeah, I mean, that happens too. It's just natural affinity with nature.
Yeah, I used to be an immortal nature spirit, so I mean, I remember from then. Back when I was an abstract concept of life.
Aziz looks kind of blank at you, and you understand she doesn't really know what you talk about, but doesn't want to make a fuss out of it.
See, there are various all around us. There are various embodiments, spirits of nature. And I was one of them until another druid like I am now created this body for me and invited me to inhabit it.
So you're created, not born?
Yeah, from grapevines. That's
well,
where I grow fruit.
Okay, sure.
I ask for a large pre-existing structure that would hold many people. Would the birds answer to the den specifically because size?
Also, stability. I mean, a shack isn't exactly guaranteed for a storm.
Yeah, we gotta fit 26 people in a place I wouldn't call a shack a place that would fit somebody that size.
If you modify it by building materials up around it, the den would be very useful.
Okay, then that's probably what we should do.
Will there be time to do that?
It's enough time to.
Okay.
I think I'm going to, for the most part, leave my list empty. Just so that I can fill it up like this as.
So let's get over there, then.
Alright, so you make your way over to the den. He's on the map layer. Okay, so as you are making your way, picks up.
The wind picks up, you said?
The wind picks up, and the sky starts to seriously darken.
All right. Well, we all get in the cave. I will roll survival to try to augment it, however I can.
Okay. So as you're making your way through it, the wind is actually almost straight up hurricane force. And with the rain, it's incredibly hard to do stuff. But you managed to get everything set up.
We do have livestock, but
as the livestock approaches. As the livestock approaches, let's see here. See that under the roots of this massive ancient oak, there's enough to accommodate everyone until the storm should pass. However, from around the corner of it comes thing. I'll need a perception check.
okay.
And a -8 penalty due to the storm.
Oh shit. Still doing good.
Leon Humam, you see it first. A dire wolverine comes around the corner.
Holy fuck. Okay. It is comical how little is getting through.
Yeah, it's just like this. It's like this. It's like this chopping mechanical drone.
Mm-hmm.
It like the old printer thing really does work.
Yeah.
I say that. I mean, I think new printers make the same sound. I think they just make it faster.
In some way, yeah. But I'll send something for later.
Okay. Is there room for the livestock though?
There's enough room for the livestock, or you can fit them under other roots and have the stable boy and other people keep them herded. However,
Right.
the dire wolverine is looking at the party and growling.
So he's hungry?
So I notice him before he outright attacks though?
Yes.
Alright, so I'm going to turn on Speak with Animals straight away. I'm going to say, it's alright. We're not here to hurt you. Is this your territory?
I'm going to need a DC 25 wild empathy check.
That's a lot. So druid level plus charisma modifier. Plus I get a bonus for favorite class. I mean, 25 is a lot. I straight up can't get a 25. It's at level 2. I don't think there's any possible way to be able to.
Yeah, he'll still attack because he's still massive. He's a wolverine, so he does not give a shit. And
fuck it, I
he
can do
sees
it.
the party first.
Damn.
Okay, so what you get, Singing Flock, is he just stares at you and just screams, "Fuck!" and then charges.
All right.
Uh-oh. I told you animals don't like me.
Let me find this thing here. What do you think about that response on the part of the failed wild empathy check?
I mean, it was missing a word, though that might have just been your internet.
Yeah, he just screamed "fuck."
Yeah, that's more of frustration than it is insulting someone.
Okay. I'll figure out something else then, but for now, let me find something fitting. Fucking all the Wolverine tokens are premium shit.
I can imagine the problem you have finding a Wolverine.
to suffice. Let me get initiative up.
Honestly, I think the biggest problem with that will probably be differentiating it from Wolverine.
The character, I know.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna get.
There we go. All right, so let me get some stuff here.
Yeah, there's your reference point, puppy.
That sound haunts my dreams, honestly. It doesn't do it justice, really, on the video.
Yeah, I always liked watching it print, though.
Yeah. And then carefully tearing off the edges so if it has like a school paper or something.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay. Well, now music has started, so I can't show I can't tell the stream about it.
Okay, I'll turn that off real quick. Show them.
Yeah. My printer makes the same sound, but it's lower pitch and much faster.
Yeah.
So they made it less annoying, and it prints an entire page in like 4 or 5 seconds.
Well, I mean, the text's significantly different, so
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, the old printers were just out, and the decibels is the biggest thing. I mean, this was like you could not print in the basement if someone was on the second floor, they would be woken up by the sound of the printer. Like that's how loud this thing was.
Yeah, it's shaking the table in the video. He says.
Yeah, it's a monster. It's an insane.
Yeah. I guess I don't have a sense of scale. How big is that thing?
It's
Well, I mean,
huge.
that's a sheet of paper.
As that's an 8x11 sheet of paper, so
Yeah.
it's not that big then.
You know, actually, I have one. I'll dig it out at some point and show it to you.
I think ours was a little bit bigger than that. But
What's the point of the lines of dots?
That's the paper. It's a long.
That's how it feeds the paper.
It's a whole. The papers are connected to each other, so you could print out a whole sheet of paper that was like 18 pages long.
Yeah.
Mine will just eat progressive sheets of paper. It knows how to do that.
But so this one, like if you watch, I don't know if it shows, it'll like the individual pages are connected together.
Yeah, I've seen paper like this before. I know.
Okay.
Like where they're all connected together and there's
Yeah.
dots.
Yeah.
That's I had an Apple II growing up. That was a piece of work. You
I've got a bunch of games for mine still.
You couldn't save to the actual computer. You had to save to floppy, quote unquote. Well, actually, at the time it was hard disk. The hard disk was the actual what we call a floppy now.
5.5 inch.
Yeah. No, this was 3.5 inch hard disk, and it was 5.5 inch was the floppy.
Oh right, yeah.
But now we call the 3.5 is now floppy in some unknown reason.
I mean, it is physically floppy.
No, people refer to the 3.5 inch firm discs as floppy. It's like a floppy drive flop.
Oh.
It's a really stupid. It's a colloquialism that doesn't make any sense.
Ew. Because I mean, I've seen floppy disks. They are physically
Right.
floppy.
I had those as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Think bigger and thinner and more like a Polaroid, but somehow it stores digital data.
Anyway, enough of that. We need to kill the Wolf of Doom.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to start its turn.
Do you want to sort?
Sorted. Oh, never mind. My lock isn't where he needs to be. There we go. Okay, so he's got 5 equally valid targets in the frontier. And if anyone asks, oh shit, it's going after the alchemist. If anyone asks, I do have a 1d5 in real life. I wish they'd show the shape of it, but they'd probably have to get licensing from Game Science Dice. So, charge into the poor little mousy alchemist.
It'd be 1 back.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It doesn't have a grab ability. Oh, it would be 1 back.
Unless it doesn't have reach.
It should have natural reach. I mean, unless it was tall or something, it would have.
I don't think wolves and bears have reach.
Any large creature should have natural reach of 10.
There's exceptions to it, but by and large they do.
Okay.
Okay, so it rushes in, and does a 22 hit your AC?
Yeah. I'm flat-footed, so yeah, it does.
It deals 12 damage.
Yeah, noted.
It's its turn. One second. Okay, there we go. That hits. You deal 6 damage. Let me roll its attack of opportunity. It takes 9 damage. However, when you actually straight up deal damage to it, it rears back. It roars for a second and it enters its rage. You still deal damage to it though. Oh, that was your turn. Mylock.
Okay, move up. What can I get to? 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna provoke anyway, so 5, 10, 15.
It doesn't have combat reflexes and it already provoked off the Humon.
Okay, I wouldn't know that, but so I will go straight through my allies to there. If you said it doesn't provoke, but I wouldn't know that. I actually was hoping for a provoke since I could parry the post. And then I will single attack. 11 probably doesn't hit.
It does not.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Even with the 13, it still does not hit. Unless you can somehow milk one more bonus out of there.
I don't think so, no.
It's not hit.
You have considered the flank, of course.
Yeah, Human brought that up, yeah. Not with my scimitar, which I'm currently using. No, I can't.
Druid.
Okay, so 5-foot step, magic fang on air. It would provoke, but for lack of combat reflexes.
Okay.
And Marshmallow will then 5-foot step to it and make his full attack. So that's bite, claw, claw.
Claw hits.
Cool. And I get bonus damage?
I believe so.
From Leon, I mean?
Yeah, 1.
Deal 6 points of damage.
Proper, your turn.
Okay. 5 foot here and crossbow. Cool. Take 3.
Okay. Ease.
5 foot and crossbow.
Nope. End of its turn, it's got 3 targets. It's going to spread its attacks equally. It's going to go on my lock. This is a claw.
Okay.
21.
My parry doesn't work. And 21 hits.
Okay. You take 14 points of damage.
Oh noes. That's a good chunk. I am down to under half.
Snowball. 10. I'm assuming that misses.
Do you mean marshmallow?
Too many white cat names. I've got my fucking white cat Casper next to me. I remember there being a character in a previous game who had a white cat pet named Snowball, and
that
now we got
Tyrannosaurus
Marshmallow.
Rex.
Oh yeah, fucking not a cat. Damn it. Anyway,
anyways,
so
my AC is 17.
Was okay. Well,
so marshmallow is not
anyway.
hit by a 10.
And it misses Human as well, so now it is Thalgoic Bonax's turn! Miss! In your judgment, I see. End your turn. Sounds good.
Alright, I will try again to attack. 22 to hit for a mighty 3 damage. Actually, 24 to hit.
Becomes 4. Yeah, not bad. Becomes 4.
Right.
A keen rapier. That could have been a crit chance.
I will get that, I think, level 4. I get that automatically with the Swashbuckler.
Okay. So I will cast... I'm 99% sure I can do this. I will cast Guidance and hold the charge, and then I'll move here and place it on my kitty. Yeah, the provocation... Though the thing is, it still... Yeah, it still did provoke. I didn't catch that, so... Yeah, so what I will instead do is 5-foot step here so that I can maybe do a maneuver like that next turn. And my cat will attack. Bite. Claw. Claw.
Unfortunately, not a hit.
Okay, so the one claw that did hit is
5 becomes 6.
Okay. To be clear, that's with Leon's thing calculated in.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
It is now bloodied. Proper. Or not Humam, Leon.
Yep. Miss.
He's...
Another crossbow bolt.
Nope. Want to say anything? Okay, so all right, so it's going to do the same thing as before, attack on all 3 surrounding it. The Mylock, this one's towards you. 19.
That'll go through. I think 17's my actual. Yeah, that'll hit. Oh right, flank. That will miss because of flanking. Thank you, Mom. And then I will riposte. 16 to hit for 4 damage. 18 to hit for 4 damage. 5 damage with Leon's thing.
Yep.
And his damage does not go through because of the parry and riposte.
Damn.
Marshmallow is the next target.
No.
13. I'm assuming that misses. Mom.
Ooh. Unlikely.
Not a crit. It's a natural weapon. You take 8 damage. Finally, I put some damage on you. It's turn. You know, not like my previous campaign where I had people with guns all the time. Good.
Kevin, a strategic point. Maybe Marshmallow is a better use of the flank than Humam because Marshmallow attacks 3 times.
Fair.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And he does not know how to flank with you, so if he benefits from the flank, but he doesn't know how to position himself.
We'll work on that in the future. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna survive the round, so it probably won't make a difference. But I'll do that for my turn.
You hit and you deal 9 damage from the effect.
Good.
In this situation, I could have done it every other round, like alternating if needed to get. But this round, I could flank both in a single round, so will be good.
Yeah.
13 doesn't hit, I don't think, so that'll be it.
That is it.
Okay. Marshmallow does his full attack with flanks, bite, claw. Yes.
All hits. All hits.
Because they all hit, he also gets his rend damage. So let's see. Bite, and then all of the claws. Including the rend. So he bites onto this thing, bites it by the neck, grips it with both of his front claws, shreds it, and then rears up its back claws and just rakes them through it.
Nice.
Standing, but barely.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Does it get a trip ability or no?
No, he has the rake.
Cool. Nope. Next.
Ease.
Yeah. Another crossbow, hoping to take it down.
Please. No.
That sucks.
Attack. Let's see here. Snowball just did the most damage to it in one go, so...
That hits. No.
I said 20.
Yeah, that hits. 10. Okay. He is still standing.
Mom, take him down.
Add 1 to that if you haven't already.
That hits, and 1 second. One second. The extra damage and everything.
Run directly over, hug my kitty. Sadly, Oh. Do we have healing resources?
Potions?
A little bit.
Yeah, I will, yeah, I have a couple potions on my sheet, so...
I've got some cure lights to, if you are out of them.
Yeah, I'm completely out of spells.
Okay. Take 2 then.
I will heal.
You do got a cleric, as who Mom says.
Yeah, she's right over there. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll use her then.
Yeah.
So I've got shit to read about this motherfucker. I also am happy that Pathfinder gives animals like this abilities, because I remember back in 3.5, Wolverines didn't rage, and thus they were not nearly as cool. Okay, the Wolverine, and let's see. There's nothing else other than you get to technically this could work for a substantial shelter, at least for a while.
Is it dead?
It's still breathing.
Remember that it would potentially suffer from barbarian instant death syndrome.
That it does. It loses 4 con once it goes unconscious, and completely falls due to barbarian implosion syndrome.
Okay.
Is something we can get some pelts from, or maybe some meat?
Yeah.
I will say that because it's a large creature, while not as big as the boar. Let me take a look at how much the boar gave, and I will judge based on that, because I think, yeah, the boar was the boar large? Let me take a look here. I thought it was big. Okay, yeah, he's no, the boar was just a fucking advanced boar. I will say that the meat from the dire Wolverine, because it is large. Yeah, fuck it. It awards you 4 provision points.
Okay. Mark that down.
I have enough time. You know, if you're really worried about time, you could just rip all the guts out and just hide inside the body like it's a tauntaun.
I don't think it will work for too many of us, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of us could fit in there.
You're small and it's large.
Well, most of us are. Oh.
So talk about Marshmallow's heals.
Yeah, so what's her name? Albrin the Green can heal you. I'm just gonna say that she eats most of her spells for the night and heals you all basically completely.
People aren't gonna want to eat this, but I suppose we should make them.
I mean, it's a meat.
Well, let me put it this way: Wolverine is called Stink Bear for a reason. Most people can't get past the smell to eat it.
We just need the right seasonings and the right touch.
If you're hungry enough.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the point, isn't it? Is we have like cheese wheels and a bunch of other shit.
Okay, so you have, for now you have resources for everyone.
Yep.
You just gotta boil it for stew. You know, you boil it, and I'm thinking more like what the Inuit people do to eat salmon shark, because those things are fucking toxic as well. They fucking boil it for so long, and then they finally can add seasonings and stuff and spruce it up. They boil it, they dry it, so that way it gets its flavor back, and then re-prepare it.
Yeah, I don't know much about it aside from that most people won't eat it in any form. So, but yeah, whatever.
God, Mom, don't make me jealous. When I go hunting with my mom's boyfriend at some point, I want to be able to eat the heart of the deer I kill.
Maybe don't.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Most wild deer, for the most part, their hearts especially and lungs are parasite free. But well, it depends. If I shoot it in the heart, then
most is very like it's also like it's raw meat. You don't know what it is. Just don't. We have been cooking food since before we were Homo sapiens sapiens. We evolved for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like playing Russian roulette. Most of the chambers are empty.
You know, that's actually a really good analogy. Like that's straight up a direct analogy. That is a good point. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you guys get freedom from the storm and such. It's nice. It clears up within a few hours, but you hear you've avoided the worst parts of the disaster because you hear fucking tree branches falling, several trees topple over. It sounds like a fucking apocalypse, but you weather through it.
This is good.
Yeah. Marshmallow, hearing all of the there's thunder and lightning, right?
Yeah, a few trees straight up explode from lightning strikes.
Yeah, you should cover its ears so it doesn't get hurt by this.
I'm sitting there, I'm covering Marshmallow's ears. Marshmallow, who I would remind everyone is at least twice, 8 times my weight, twice my size. Marshmallow I'm just sitting down, Marshmallow's face is buried in my lap and I'm covering his ears and petting him and just desperately comforting him.
Yep.
And
I'm trying to track all the sounds because that's firewood for the future. And
well, it ain't firewood now.
Things. Well, it is for any knockdown limbs that are destroyed are really good after they're dried.
I have a 23 to comfort my kitty.
He's comfy. He's what's it? He's purring and stuff in your arms and relaxed and stuff. And yeah, after a few hours, the clouds dissipate. It's a little gray. It's only just the turn of fall, so it's still a little warm. So it's a little muggy, but yeah, weather's good now.
Oh, awesome! It's what we need to.
I'm hoping this gives our enemies some troubles.
If they outnumber us, hopefully they're worse off than we are over this.
Hopefully.
I would expect as much.
So that's a bad idea, Humam, because anyone we send deliberately to our enemies has a significant chance of not coming back.
Yeah, there was a trapper that got his ass kicked completely, and yeah, terrible things.
I mean, there's a reason we ran away from these guys. We cannot take them.
That sounds like quitter talk.
Not to the point that they'd be able to scout or stealth around militarily trained.
Might be that next level someone will get invisibility, but till then.
Okay, so. Okay, so a few things I need to start doing now. Edrin, once the storm passes, he says, "Wow, no wonder the Nermothan army is so good at wilderness stuff. You guys got a knack for it."
Yeah, I mean, it's just really nice and humid out. It's very good growing weather.
Yeah. Are you sure no one here knows when they're going to arrive? He asks really intently.
Would my character know who they is?
Nermothan army.
How much should we know about them?
Yeah, knowledge, character background. Knowledge?
Now that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, because I'm only 1.5 years old, and I don't remember my nature spirit days well enough to really know how the army organizes itself. I don't know how long it'll take.
He kind of puts a hand on his head and is just like, all right. So he's gonna kind of just kind of do his own stuff still.
Okay. So in the meantime, I feel like
this is the first time I have heard about an oncoming friendly army. Who's that?
Fuck knows.
Well, Nermathos is the country we're in, so I mean, I guess it does have its own standing army. It's all freedom oriented and ragtag, but not so much that it doesn't have a military.
But do they know that there's been an attack up here?
Yeah, did anybody survive to tell them that actually made it out of this?
Yeah, that's the thing, I don't think so. I mean, it might be that there have been others the animals and vines didn't know about anymore, but that was a few days ago.
So is that something we should have on the agenda? Not right now necessarily, but we need to plan for that in the future?
I mean, of course I'll ask vines whenever I come across them.
Yeah.
All right.
Singing Flock can just talk to vines whenever he wants.
You can talk to a lot of strange things, animals and vines. Anything else weird?
I've been told people talk to rocks, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I might someday. The difference is I can only talk to animals a couple times per day, and only if I prepare the spell. But I'm a vine, so they all know how to talk to me whenever they want, and I can talk to them.
So they all know you?
Well, I mean, I haven't met all of the vines in these woods, though I guess I've met some of them. You'd like Jerry, I think. Jerry knows some alchemical stuff. He grew outside of an alchemist's lab. He's had some chemicals leach into them, and he's more positive about it than some people are.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Is that one of the NPC in camp?
No, I made that up just now.
Yep, Jerry the Vine.
Jerry is a vine.
Okay.
He's saying you talked to Vine. He said you would like Jerry, who is a vine, who he has met.
Ah, yeah, sure. I missed that he's a vine part.
Oh, Jerry's super long. He's like 30 feet and like 2 feet thick. Those alchemical mutations have done wonders for him. He's a contest winner, I can tell you that.
All right. 1 second. I need to call a quick 10-minute break because I need to use the bathroom. Also, that
10-minute breaks don't vary in speed. Just saying.
All right. So you said that your character was only 1.5 years old.
Yeah. Please don't hold me to that. That was just an offhand statement.
It's okay. There's a joke about that because recently, in the new DBZ fighting game, there's a new android character, and one of her candid things is she's all like, "I know I look mature, but I'm only less than 10 years old."
Yeah, but yeah, I imagine Singing Flock is not that old. He's definitely less than 5 years old.
Yeah, sounds
though
about
in
right.
another way, he's an immortal nature spirit and is therefore hundreds of thousands of years old, if not eternal, transcending this universe or something. But in his current form, he's well under 5 years old.
Okay. I'm gonna try to make this break quick because in a little bit I'll have to go. But
Okay.
yeah,
Right. I'll be back shortly as well then.
quick bio break.
Okay.
Situated here. Okay.
Hello?
Hmm?
I just said hello to see who else was here.
I'm here. I'm here.
Hello.
So we've been told what did the birds say about the hermit shack?
Turn this down a little bit. They say it belongs to a hermit by the name of Veld, who is who's basically gone here to die away from civilization. Albeit she's taking an incredibly long time to do so. She, of what they know, she's rude to visitors, but those who can convince her can trade information and some supplies.
Those are some gregarious birds. Okay.
They're ravens. Silver.
Yes. So... So yeah.
Me and Puppy so far, who Mom?
I think...
I'm here.
Hello.
Okay, so we're just waiting for Leon.
I will say, however, as you I will say, depending on where you journey, later in the night, very peculiar noises.
Well, I mean, we would probably end up staying the night in the cave. Unless that storm hit relatively early in the day.
Relatively early in the day.
Okay. Oh,
But yeah, because you're close enough proximity to location I, as you're resting and stuff at one point, sounds like this.
I will immediately roll knowledge nature. Modified 20.
Sounds either like something natural. From hearing, it sounds like some form of aberration.
Ew. Well,
or aberrations.
I see. That wasn't a naturey sound. It wasn't very pretty at all.
So shall we do another check in another skill check?
Dungeoneering is by default the correct skill for aberrations.
It seemed like they might be some sort of giant spider, maybe.
Ooh.
In pain or struggling.
So an animal's in trouble?
Really?
The Go Diego Go theme song begins to play in my head.
Oh dear.
I do I?
So do the druid feel we need to go rescue them or help them in some way?
So aberrations are like blights on nature. So I don't know that he would.
So if they're in trouble, maybe they one day are in trouble with need help.
Maybe, though it might also be the bad guys.
Yeah, but they're right on our doorstep, so maybe we need to go check it out.
Yeah, that's persuasive.
Let's see here. It sounds like there might be a few.
So how long distance are they away from us, approximately?
Well, it's about half a day between the den and the aberrations.
Half a day as in 12, or half a day as in 6 hours?
Half a day's normal travel, so about 6 to 8 hours. And no, you are not in the cave. You are in an empty den under a giant oak tree.
Okay, so in other words, if we go there and come back, that'll be a day of doing things.
Yes.
Okay. So that sounds good. Then we would set our we would set the villagers to foraging and maintaining the livestock.
Do we need some of them on guard?
Yeah, that might be a good idea, though I don't know to what extent we can. It seems like maybe we might be leaving Leon's character to guard the base.
I'm back.
So we heard noises from Area I, which we think are some sort of aberrant spider beings. And they're like screaming for help, which our intent is kind of to go there mostly because we want to double check that what they need help from isn't the guys chasing us.
Okay. That sounds trappy, but okay.
I hadn't considered that.
I mean, they're spiders, right? Some kind of spidery thing.
Oh.
Yeah, but they are close to us, and it's anyway a location that's marked on the map, so maybe worth checking out.
I'm not super comfortable with it, but I suppose we could.
I mean, I guess if we're sure we're exploring more, then I guess the other thing to do would be to go to we could make contact with the hermit, or we could...
Can you not talk to something and get us a... You know what? Speak with birds. What's going on over in the island?
Hmm. You're gonna talk with birds again?
Yeah.
I think we've that's a good... I had thought... Yeah, that...
Rested at this point.
Okay.
All right, so you have rested, and yeah, so you asked the birds about what's around.
Spider Island. What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, if he also wants to give us H4 for free, we would accept it, I suppose.
That is a place that has been claimed by an Ettercap known as All Eyes.
Okay.
It used to be a Rangers redoubt. In fact, the closest one to Feindar.
What do I know about Ettercap's knowledge?
Yeah, do you want a knowledge for that one?
Let me pull that information up. Come on, Google. Load up faster. And thus require knowledge dungeoneering.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, I don't do that.
Yeah, it's not on my list. Flat rolls. Somebody stuff.
Agiz, you both I'll see who else gets what, but what's it? So the big thing is that they are purple creatures that have several spider-like traits and claws. They have really good senses.
Good, evil, something.
They're usually evil. And their big thing is that they communicate with spiders. They are incredibly adept at communicating with spiders. Powerful empathic level. And they are expert trap crafters.
Interesting. So maybe we should go to him first. I'm resistant to that idea as well.
Yeah,
but
I think he'd just try to kill us.
Well, I mean, there's spider somethings on an island that could try to kill us too, but they're screaming for help.
Do you mention that it's a ranger redoubt, though?
What?
The birds also said that it is also a place where rangers set up were setting up camp a while back before the Ettercap took over.
What relevance is I mean, does that just mean that it's a viable camp?
Yes.
Okay.
Camp at least for a while. They mentioned that they do mention that it's a little dangerous around the building. They mention it's a house in a tree, and that the area around it is swampy, and there are spots of quicksand. But if you can adequately keep it well maintained, it's a very good place to you find shelter a little farther from Feindar.
I mean, it's as far as a place in a tree goes, that could be not suitable for our numbers and livestock involved.
Yeah, furthermore, Humam brings up a good opinion. When they mention that it's where rangers were, you remember that Albrin the Green was mentioning stuff about trying to find Chernasardo rangers. And like that might have notes about their whereabouts.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Before we get too off track, though, the birds say anything valuable about the island?
It's a swampy area. It's a swampy area disconnected a little bit from the rest of the forest.
Right, but I mean, I asked if what.
Okay, H4 is not the Ettercap. I is the Ettercap area. H4, I have to grab a thing about.
Ew. So the Ettercap and the Aberration are one and the same.
No, they're reversed.
No, they're the same.
Same.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That makes more sense. So then that makes me think we probably should go.
Yeah, we should. I don't know that we should drag people there, because quicksand kills livestock faster than anything else.
Like, we'd just go there ourselves.
Right, yes. That I'm mostly okay with.
Isn't that how you guys usually do it? You, the party scout out the site, and the NPC moves in after you?
Yeah.
That's largely how things have been going, yeah.
Yeah.
The NPCs
Well,
have some self-management ability on their own.
Right. We can leave them here until we find something better, at least.
Yeah. And I mean, unless something that they can't handle just comes upon them.
Yeah.
Then they should be fine.
Yeah, but I'm guessing we can't babysit the settlers all the time.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right, let's go then.
It's getting real close to when I'm gonna have to head out. So I'm going to do a few things real quick here. And set everyone up. Let me delete this because that's no longer important.
Okay. Be sure to make the proper notes then.
So let's see here. That that fog of war is enabled. See anything in this map?
I don't see anything.
Absolute blackness.
Perfect. So get this
that
set
just
up here.
Changed.
Yep.
This is the start of All Eyes' Wood. Music here. So it's let me kind of get a description going here. Important. This shit. There it is. Okay, so this so you start this. Okay, the forest grows thick here. Trees pressed together with their branches intertwined. A gloom hangs in the air. Foliage here is sparse, stunted by lack of sunlight. The song of birds and noises of small animals ceases as you approach. It opens up eventually into a swampy, gully-like area.
Okay. Perception checks. We're keeping, of course, careful eyes out for quicksand.
Yeah.
And I'll reveal a little bit more, too.
Where's my perception?
You kind of notice the water here, and I'll read out stuff about this.
Which direction are we
all
headed?
The watery areas from your perspective.
Yeah. Looks like it could end it that way-ish.
Okay.
So, let's see here. You start to notice something too, as you kind of adjust and see the area a bit more. Above these watery areas, you see the starts of spider webs, and you can tell that in those shallow watery areas is quicksand.
Okay. I mentioned
Good
that.
to
I say,
know.
hey guys, so the wet places are quicksand. Let's avoid them completely.
Yeah.
Good plan.
All right.
So if we start to see the spider web, I down my mutagen.
What mutagen is that?
It's to enhance my dexterity and penalty on my will, and I'm getting some natural armor.
So, how far up do you move? All of you?
Not much. Slowly.
I also perception check for Ettercaps.
You can't see any yet.
Okay.
Reveal things ever so slightly since you are moving up. Start to see you see more of the tree the island that the little tree is on. You see this little bridge here, and let me reveal a little bit more as you move up. Your webs are starting to get a little thick as you're approaching.
I say to Bonak, don't run off ahead. We should move together.
Supposed to be there. There we go. We're good. All right. Let me see here.
Does F stand for front door? Wait, it's in the tree, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, like high in the tree or like built into the trunk?
In the tree. Yeah, it can support you all since you're all quite light and such. You see, let me see here. You see, web across the main pathway from the end of the bridge up along the tree, and it goes up into the treehouse, and you see what look like forms trapped in web.
We should stop at the bridge then.
So are those living people or dead people?
Don't see movement.
Okay, so do we... So the web is... Could you draw on the map where it is?
Here real quick. Oh, I have to go to a different layer. There we go.
Okay.
Not too much. You see that some of the you see that the huge patch of web that was over some of the water broke.
Mending.
Huh?
Mending.
Mending. Okay.
Wait. Why are we mending the evil Ettercap's web?
Because if we can do that from here, then maybe we can establish a line of communication, because this thing likes to build traps, and I'm not crossing that bridge.
Okay, give me a second here. All right.
Guys, don't run off ahead.
Let's see here. All right. So you say you mend the web.
Yeah.
You notice that the web's around there because, you know, all interconnected biology. All the webs kind of move a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
You wish to communicate with the current resident of the construction here.
Okay, I'm gonna roll some stuff here real quick.
Yeah, a little bird told us that there was an ettercap here.
Quite
and
literally.
that is a bad creature?
Yeah. They're not...
Don't say that out loud.
Why?
You'll hurt its feelings.
Okay.
We want it to like us.
We want it to communicate with us first.
You hear a voice say,
So was that enter?
for as far as you could tell, yes.
Okay.
To be clear, it is a technology thing. Not all of it went through.
Mm-hmm.
I'd come closer.
I will be sensing the motives.
It's a good point, yeah.
Tell that from that sense motive that it's been found out, but it really just wants to fucking trap you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so look, I can either repair or destroy shit, and I just want to talk right now without getting into a conflict. Amicable to this?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
You're a carnivore, right? I mean, that basically makes me used to you in a web.
I'm reading about this stuff.
Gets kind of close. So is your cat, but you feed it berries all the time.
Yeah, but those are magic berries.
That's my point.
It's going to speak up and say see that you are too clever. You have caught me at an inopportune time. It says loudly from inside its abode. It will basically kind of dangle a piece of web down, which you see is full of gems, and it says, "I am willing to bargain since you are so unwilling to come into my traps. Easily manage to avoid them. Give you information and maybe supplies if you give me food and prey."
So, I can give you food. Really good food, actually. Stuff that can last you – potentially – days.
May be willing to bargain.
Okay. Assuming that I saved some of the good berries that I produced this morning, I rolled a bit ago. Assuming that those weren't just automatically distributed with breakfast to the people who would get them. Which
they probably wouldn't be.
Okay.
Well, we want to make sure the food that spoils goes first, so.
Yes. So, I would take a berry out, and I would sort of get a short distance away, and I would toss it into the web.
You see a giant spider immediately come down and grab the berry with its mandibles and then rush back up into the readout.
I like what you do with your mandibles. It's very styling.
Let me reveal one of these things here. So this one down and then back up. So it's going to taste it and say, and it's good. You're gonna hear it kind of chitter and spit as it says, "I need meat. Even if this is filling, it is not what I require. There are more of you, yes?"
So he wants...
Not available for trade. So...
I need fresh meat, squirming meat, wiggling.
Huh.
That talks and tells me terrible things as I keep it alive and pull its teeth.
This doesn't sound like a nice guy.
No.
Yeah, this is failing to work out.
I think I need meat for my spiderlings, as several have fallen into the quicksand below, and they need to regain their numbers.
We have some goblins we'd like to introduce you to.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but we don't know where they are or if they're coming this way.
No.
These goblins have been coming from the people that have wandered into here before you.
Wait, have they been around?
No, I just hear things of them. From my spiders and from... It says, as you did notice, there were two humanoid figures amongst the bodies that were webbed up.
Yeah.
So, how about something a little more interesting? Instead of you spending energy repairing your webs, I can do some of that. And in exchange, some information of the previous inhabitants.
Going to think for a moment. And Kumam, no, those humanoids are not alive. See of their clothing, they were villagers.
Wait, ours?
No.
A group, okay. But probably some that ran away across the bridge before you all did.
Okay. So these are people we knew then?
Yeah, these were people you knew.
That is nature.
No, Listen, this thing needs to die. We need to cause it to die and make it not alive anymore.
I don't entirely agree. Just because something eats something intelligent doesn't mean it needs to die.
It's not like a tiger. It only eats intelligent things. Listen.
Yeah, and it likes to eat things while it's alive, and it keeps it alive so we can torment it. That's my book, not good.
That is the opposite of nature. Nature is about being pretty and cute and majestic and wonderful.
I don't entirely agree. So how about try to get some information before you enact your version of what nature is?
Yeah, that's why I haven't thrown a bomb at it yet, because you're talking to it, and maybe can coax some information.
Yeah, all right. Do what you feel like you need to.
So you save energy building webs and have the ability to catch more food in the future in exchange for some information.
That sounds like a good plan. What information do you seek?
The previous inhabitants of the constructed thing you're in, and any and all documents involved in that area.
I will see to that. Look. What languages would it speak?
It should say.
It just says common. Okay, so it's going to give you some notes and such. It grabs as much paper as it can. And let's see here. It gives you some paper, and you kind of you find on a half-burned letter. All Chernasardo Rangers were recalled to Fort Trevalet, though it gives no indication of what or where Fort Trevalet is.
Okay.
Do you have a map up there too?
Let me see.
Mending in good faith is happening.
Yeah. Also mend the paper.
Yes, that too.
I'm gonna have to give you that information later because that information do with the next book in this adventure path.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to be careful and very selective about that.
Yeah, it might be that that there isn't a map, or that mending doesn't. Honestly, I imagine mending probably doesn't restore the writing that was on paper.
Agreed. Yeah.
You get
sense.
The paper would be blank. Where it was.
I don't know about that.
It wouldn't do anything Scotch tape couldn't do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Like if you couldn't put it together like a puzzle and tape it together, then it's lost basically.
I would argue it would restore faded lettering, but not if it was completely washed out.
I mean, in any case, I mean, it's probably. I imagine that would be a commonplace solution to all book burning related problems if that were viable. So.
Mm-hmm.
So what's this current status of the map?
I think non-existent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would imagine the Rangers wouldn't actually have a map, but on the off chance that they did, I try.
Okay.
I don't suppose there's any other information you'd be willing to give us.
Gonna have to probably call it here to give you the rest of the information.
Okay. And then at the beginning of the next session, I have every intention of attacking this thing.
I'm sure you do. But at most, the documents are secure on our side of.
Yeah. Because this thing is a blight on nature.
Yep.
That is
perfectly fine with me. I have Spark too.
Yeah. Singing Flock is a firm believer that nature is supposed to be pretty and nice, and this thing is not nice.
So we call it a day then? Are we playing Friday?
As far as I know.
Yeah, that's my intention.
Cool.
Yep. And
see you then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Yes, hopefully with better internet.
Yeah. I'm trying to see where the frick the map lines up in here.
Okay. Is there any reason for me not to?
I could give you.
People have started leaving.
I don't think.
Any reason not to go?
Yeah, you can go. You could. I'm gonna have to fucking figure this out. You can go. It's